today we're looking at swing shape and specifically targeting those golfers who have that under and over move, which gives them those pull shots, those fade shots, those slice shots, those poor strikes, and the inconsistency out on the golf course. So back out on the golf course here at the Forest of Arden, 13th hole, we're talking about swing shape, and we are going to target those golfers who have that inside takeaway, the over-the-top downswing, and they struggle from there. We have got a superb drill which you can do, which can really help you understand how to change this pattern in your golf swing. So in today's lesson, you're going to learn very much about the center of mass of the golf club and how that has a relationship to the hands, and how that can really affect the shape of your golf swing. And obviously you're going to get a drill which is going to help you work on improving this next time you get a chance to practice. So let's get started. What do we mean by center of mass? Well, I want you to take one of your golf clubs, it doesn't matter which, and you're going to find the balance points. Now it's going to be somewhere nearer the club head, but all we need to do is just place your finger underneath the golf club and just find the point where the golf club balances. And this is what we're going to call the center of mass of the golf club. This is effectively the weight that we feel in the golf swing. It's centered down here somewhere. Now what I've done here with another golf club is I've added some weight to the center of mass. So you can see here that this is the balance point of the golf club, and I've just added a weight to the golf club here which really enhances the feel. Now what we see with these golfers who have that movement is very, very early in the golf swing, the center of mass gets too much behind the hands. You can see the difference between where my hands are and where the center of mass is. Now, because I've added weight to it, I really feel that pulling the weight or the club down in this fashion here. So the reaction to that is at some point in the golf swing, I'm going to try and move that center of mass back up above my hands. Above my hands here feels a lot more controllable because it's easier for me to hold it. I can hold that golf club in 2 or 3 fingers, put it over here, and it's suddenly a lot more difficult. So those golfers who have that inside takeaway will sense the mass of the club to behind them, and they will start to lift it this way as they get towards the top. That continues very often, and the center of mass gets the wrong side of the hands in the downswing, and from here they now try and get that back behind the hands. The way they do that is they tend to stand up, they tend to push the hands out, they tend to push the hands up and out, and they start to make some movements which we often see in the amateur golfers. Some of those that I've just mentioned there, you might find those are present in your golf swing, and that really gives them inconsistency through the impact area. So we need to change it. We need to change that pattern. Now, this added weight, as we've already said, really just enhances the feel of the golf club. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to make a backswing feeling that the center of mass is in front of my hands, and then as I transition I'm going to get the center of mass behind my hands. So that's going to look something like this, and this is going to be fairly extreme initially, but I'm going to feel the center of mass is in front of my hands, and as I transition I'm going to feel it more behind my hands. Now, like I said, these are quite extreme. I'm feeling these very, very steep in the backswing, but I'm going to start to get that center of mass moving over my hands versus this fashion here. And what I'm really going to start to do here is I'm going to start to feel like my grip pressure gets nice and light to allow that club to have some nice natural flow to it. But I'm going to start to work out what that feels like and what I'm having to do in order to make that swing change. Once I've got that center of mass falling behind my hands, I can then start to rotate my body and deliver the club out to the golf ball. One of the things which is going to be a little bit of a bonus, if you like, is not really the point of the video, but you're going to get some more club head speed if you can do this. What we tend to find is the golfers who have the correct movement, or a little bit closer to that correct movement, have the center of mass behind the hands. It's much easier, and you'll feel this when you do this little exercise, it's much easier to now rotate and feel like you accelerate that out into the golf ball. I feel like I can apply some speed to the golf ball. Once I make this opposite move, I feel from here like I'm trying to get the club into position. I feel like I'm having to fight with the golf club. It's not moving on its natural path, and I don't feel like I can swing through as freely from there. And that's why many of you who have that move will feel not particularly good through impact. You're going to feel like you're controlling the golf, you're fighting the golf club, you're manipulating the golf club. And this is a great way to sort of move away from those feelings. So could I hit balls this way? Well, I could. I mean, I'm not going to make full speed swings because of this, but I'm going to start to make some movements where I feel like it's a little bit more above my hands, falling a little bit more below my hands or behind my hands, and then it's moving out into the golf ball and I'm just going to let the golf ball get in the way. So let's make a swing. Pretty extreme here. Way outside, more behind, and then turn it into the ball. And from there, I'm going to find it much easier to have a neutral path, a straight path, potentially even an in-to-out path if that's what you're working towards. And it's certainly going to make it more difficult for me to hit those slice shots that many of you struggle with. Now, I appreciate that many of you are not going to have this, but you can get a little bit inventive. Just get some tape, get anything, and just attach it to the golf club, just to add a little bit of weight. You'd be surprised at how much more awareness you've got of that golf club throughout the motion. And once you're aware of the golf club, you can sense where it is, you can start to move towards some better patterns. Those little exercises I did there were probably a lot more extreme than I'd like to see in reality. The reality is we'd like to see the golf club a lot more neutral here, a lot more kind of in this position here, referencing the golf ball, but certainly having that centre of mass behind the hands on the way down is really quite key in order for us to deliver the club with consistency and, like we said a minute ago, with a little bit more speed to the golf ball. So get a little bit creative, get a little bit inventive, add some weight to your golf club at the centre of mass at the balance point, and make some little practice swings. It's a great way to start to change the swing shape, change the pattern, change where the centre of mass is relative to your hands, and that can do so much for your golf swing. So many good things can happen when we get that club head and that centre of mass moving correctly around your body. Thanks for watching. Usual stuff is down below. Comments box, like button. Share this video with someone you think could benefit from it. That slice that you know who's always struggled, it really might help them. And also give that subscribe button over here a click. We'd love to have you part of the community, and give that bell icon a hit as well, which means you'll be notified each time I upload a video. Thanks for watching.